Hello and welcome to the 108th episode of the Sock Bunny Knit and Fit video podcast. My name is Kimberly, also known as Sock Bunny.
My name is Rachel, also known as the most fabulous person on the planet.
The most delirious person on the planet.
That too.
And today is Sunday, September 1st, 2013. We are recording in sunny Florida in the United States of America. She is being particularly annoying today. This is my daughter, Rachel. If you're a new viewer, I apologize. I am Sock Bunny. Oops, sorry. I am Sock Bunny pretty much everywhere, such as Ravelry, Plurk, Instagram, Google+, Twitter, iTunes, YouTube. The blog is at sockbunnyknitandfit.blogspot.com. The email address is sockbunnyknitandfit@gmail.com. The Etsy shop is at sockbunnystudios.etsy.com, and on Facebook you can find me as Sock Bunny Studios. I didn't podcast for the last 2 weeks because I've actually been pretty sick, and that's all I'll say about that. But I did miss podcasting, and thank you to anybody who wrote to me and told me that they missed me. I really appreciate it. I am going back to weekly updates for the Etsy shop, so the updates will now be on Sundays at 5 p.m. I was having them on Sundays at 2 p.m., but I was a little bit rushed, so I'm moving it back to 5 o'clock p.m. So I will have an update today at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to show the stuff for the update at the end. I do want to mention, though, a couple of things. What is so funny? I do have a podcast button. I put one over here, but I don't see it. I have podcast buttons that you can get in the Etsy shop for $2. I also got new ball bands for my yarn. And what I did, I actually got this idea from a couple of other people that had mentioned this is what they did. I decided to order ball bands and have them printed online because before I was printing them myself and it was getting to be cumbersome. So I decided to...
I love the word cumbersome.
Because it reminds you of Cumberbatch.
This
I know.
Last time I was on the podcast.
I know. I use that word a lot. Anyway, so I ordered bookmarkers, and you can use them as a ball band. So without further ado, I would like to show you my new ball band. Ta-da!
It's on. Daddy said when you gave him one.
In a second. It's on glossy cardstock. It's really nice. And so if you have a skein of yarn, I don't have one handy to put it on, but if you have a skein of yarn, you could just put it around like that. So there you go. Picture of John, my bunny. Hush, Rachel. I gave when I opened the box, I ordered 1,000. And so when I opened the box, I gave the first one to my husband, Joe, and he was like, oh, I get to have a John bookmark. Oh, I'm so honored.
And I was just like, thanks. Sorry.
Anyhow, you might notice that I am wearing a new t-shirt today. If you are a returning viewer, this is a new t-shirt that I got in the mail yesterday. And it has a TARDIS on it. Please call box. And this was a gift from the lovely Sarah, who is S.E. Hepworth on Ravelry. And she sent it all the way over from England. And Rachel was super jealous.
I'm so jealous. I really want it.
I love it.
It's so cute.
Love it.
So to combat my jealousy, I wore my David Tennant shirt today.
It says, trust me, I'm the doctor. So it's a Doctor Who-a-thon today. So I want to say thank you to everybody who has left star ratings over the last few weeks. We're up to 74 star ratings on iTunes. So thank you very much. It's a lot for me. It's more than one.
Snaps for you.
It's more than the one I gave myself. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back. If you're a new viewer, this is not a typical episode. She's not always on with me, so you might want to skip this one if we're being annoying. So, just saying, not everybody's into all the giggling. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about what I am watching and reading. Sockstravaganza!
Wait. Where are your socks? What are we talking about? You have to throw socks in the air when you do
Sockstravaganza! Finished objects, works in progress, a book review, Ask Sock Bunny, fitness, stash enhancement, tips and tricks, favorite things, the BeeLeaf half pie shawl knit along, and charity. So let's go into what I am watching and reading. Reading, not really very much. Oh, wait, I can take that back. I am listening to an audiobook. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a podcast that has been out for several years, and it's called Craft Lit. It's an audio podcast, and at the beginning she talks about crafting, knitting, and then at the second half she talks about she has an audiobook, like one or two chapters of an audiobook, so you can read along with her or listen along with her. If you don't want to hear the crafting portion, she does have a separate podcast that has just the book, and it's called Just the Books. It's Heather Ordover, and it's really good. Right now she is reading Age of Innocence, which I had never heard of or read, and I can't even remember. It's so good though, and like I when I finished last week's chapter, I was like, I have to wait another week to find out what happened. What happens? I almost bought the book and read ahead, but no, I want to have it. I want to listen to it. So the new episode is that her episode's coming out on Friday. So if you want to check that out, again, that's called Craftlit or Just the Books. It's an audio podcast. I have also, since a few weeks ago now, got an Android phone, I've been actually watching and listening to some Android podcasts and some Google podcasts. And I've actually learned a lot. So over the next few weeks, I will share specific podcasts with you in case you have an Android or Google device and or you want to learn about it. So I've actually really learned a lot. So there you go. That's what I've been watching and reading.
What have you been not reading?
Percy Jackson.
Don't you remember a couple weeks ago we talked about this?
I don't give in to peer pressure. So anyway, let's talk about Sockstravaganza. Sockstravaganza ended yesterday. Sockstravaganza ended yesterday, and I'm going to do a separate a separate episode for the prize drawings because it's going to take a good 10-15 minutes. So look for that sometime this week. When I'm going to do it totally random. I'm going to randomize the prizes and I'm going to randomize the winners to match everything up. So it's going to be totally random and scientific and all that kind of stuff. So look for that sometime this week. If you entered your socks into Sockstravaganza, it is your responsibility to watch that and contact me. I'm not hunting people down. So if you won, it's your responsibility to contact me. Just so you know. And you have a month from when it airs to claim your prize.
Your serious. It's your serious voice.
I'll give you the mom look.
It's her serious voice. I get that a lot.
Really? You're gonna wear that out of the house?
I don't. Not that often.
Sometimes, not that often. So Sockstravaganza was a huge hit. We had over 380 pairs of socks finished during Sockstravaganza. 380.
Crazy.
That is mind blowing. So you guys give yourselves a pat on the back. You did a great job.
Can I do it?
If you want your last act on earth to be hitting me, go right ahead. Finished objects. I have two finished objects. Both of them happen to be socks. First,
I love those.
These socks.
I love them. They're really cute. I want them.
I don't have these on the sock blockers. I have the other ones on. La la! And they're actually brighter, more neon. They're looking pastel on the camera, but these are actually neon bright colors.
Like, it looks like it's a blue, but it's really like a turquoise.
Yeah, it's very, very, very bright. This is Jelly Bean colorway by Desert Vista Dye Works. The pattern is Welt Fantastic, which makes the stripes zigzag, and I love that. It's from the Sensational Knitted Socks book. And I love it. And oh yes, there are two of them. The last time you saw, the last time I podcasted, I was starting the heel turn on the second sock. So in the last couple of weeks, I finished a pair of socks. And I love them. And I have been really wanting to podcast so I could wear these. But I just love how it makes the yarn zigzag like that. And I did reverse the stripes, one sock versus the other. So the stripes go in opposite directions. Because that's how I roll. It's funny though, if you look at them, on this one, pink looks like it's the primary color. And on this one, yellow looks like it's the primary color. So it's totally an optical illusion. And also the heel turn on this one is yellow. Isn't that weird? And the heel turn on this one is, well,
yellow.
No, but I mean like the bottom of the heel flap, really.
Mm-hmm.
Weird, huh?
Mhm.
Optical illusion. Okay, so that's one pair of socks. I'm super, super happy. And again, that was Desert Vista Dye Works. And this pair of socks is another one of my ultimate favorite pairs of socks ever. They are my Star Trekky socks. This is by Fibernyph Dye Works on her Bedazzled base, and they are sparkly. Sparkle. This is also from Sensational Knitted Socks. This is the ridged feather pattern, and it also makes the stripes zigzag. I think this pattern would be really good for a variegated. I would really like to try this in a variegated yarn because I think the way that these pearl bumps work, because these are pearl bumps right here, I really think that they would stand out in a variegated yarn. There we go. So that is Ridged Feather. And again, it's by Fibernyph Dye Works, the yarn. Love, 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 love those. So yay, 2 pairs of socks.
Yay.
And let's move into works in progress. I meant to show this last time I podcasted and I forgot. I did finish a sock, the first sock of a pair.
It's a bright sock.
Yeah. This is, whoa, that's pretty.
No.
I know, but I don't want to scare people.
That's not how you say it.
This is the Kaizo pattern from Knitted Socks East and West. It's a lace pattern. And this is my hand-dyed Janie MCN base in the Whoa, That's Pretty colorway. So I'm looking forward to starting and finishing the second sock because I really, really, really like this sock a lot. I had this book for like 3 years and wanted to knit that sock, and I finally got around to it.
I know which book you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's shocking.
It's your sock book.
I have like this many sock books.
Well, it's the original sock book, right?
Mhm.
I know which book you're talking about, though.
What's on
The
the
white
cover?
cover.
No,
Well, it's like white and then it has a picture.
no. It's the one that has the foot that has the yoga socks on the cover. So, oh,
Me don't know what you're
no,
talking
you don't. Those other 2 were from the original sock book.
about.
Yeah, so that's what you're thinking.
That's okay. That's what I was thinking.
All right.
I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, my sock yarn blankie has gotten some love. So I will show you that. And I've been weaving in the ends as I go along, so I'm very proud of me.
I'm very proud of me.
I am very proud of me. I am. So what I'm doing is as I knit them, I'm putting a stitch marker on the new squares so I can tell which ones are new to show you. So this one is from my Star Trek yarn. So I just finished that. And then here's one from my Time Traveler yarn.
Time travel?
This my
Doctor Who stuff?
Doctor Who socks, which I finished one of the socks and I'm on the second sock, so I could go ahead and start using. And then this is also from the Time Travel yarn. I did like 4 squares from that because it's a 5 stripe repeat, so I was able to get several squares without repeating the colors. So there's another one. This is my Star Trek yarn. It got a big square. So this square is actually the size of 4 smaller squares, and I'm with special yarn. Special yarn. I'm going to make bigger squares. Shut up, Rachel. And then this is another one from the Time Traveler yarn from Knit Picks. This is from the Rainbow Socks. Jelly Bean Socks, I mean. That's from the Jelly Bean Socks. I think the Jelly Bean Sock yarn is going to get a big square also, but further up in the blanket. Here's some just orange hand-dyed that I dyed with food coloring a long time ago, and another one from the Time Traveler socks. So I got like 4 or 5 squares. So look at that. I'm making it wide enough for a twin size bed. I think it's like
So I can put it on my bed?
12, no, heck no. 12 across, I think is what it ended up being. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it's 12 squares across. I love this project. It really makes a big difference if you weave in the ends as you go, because otherwise you have a whole bunch of strings hanging down. It really gets annoying. Okay, so that is the sock yarn blanket. The next thing, I'm actually going to show you a picture of the from the pattern on my new tablet. This is the shut up, capuchin, I think is how you pronounce it. Capuchin hat.
Capuchin?
Capuchin?
I don't know.
I don't know. This is what it's going to look like.
So pretty.
It really is. It reminds me of the hat that Sheldon wears on The Big Bang Theory. So, that is in here. I just started it. The yarn I'm using is, it actually calls for a chunky yarn. So I'm using some Bernat Softy Chunky that I bought up in Massachusetts earlier in the year when I went to a yarn store up there. And I only got a few rows done, but I really like it. I finished the ribbing. I mean, look how big it is. Look how big that needle is. That's crazy. I'm used to knitting socks.
Kill someone with
I
that.
know, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I did the ribbing.
I thought you were about to say I did kill someone with these.
I'm gonna kill you. Live on air. The murder of Rachel. Don't put that away because I need it.
It's here. It's here.
What do you think?
Wait, what are you making out of
That hat that you just saw.
Oh.
This is the edging. Okay. How do you say that? Capuchin?
Capuchin?
Capuchin.
I just think like capuchin monks, right?
I-
Isn't that what they're called?
I don't know.
I've heard that before.
Call in and tell us how to pronounce it. Let's see. Next. Paprika's reversible dishcloth. This is a dishcloth pattern that I had done like last year and I just never published it. So I'm reknitting it one last time and then I'm going to publish it as a free pattern.
I was wondering if Paprika were out here. So she could...
No, she's not out here. She could be out here when I finish it though. This I am making from my favorite dishcloth yarn. This is my new favorite. I'm not even going to buy any other brand anymore. I'm on the fence. This is, I love this cotton from Hobby Lobby.
Cool name.
I love this. Feel it.
You had to say it. No, you had to say, oh, I love this cotton.
I love this cotton.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very soft.
Oh.
So I am knitting the Paprika reversible dishcloth, which of course I'm in the middle of a row. So I will try to show you. But it's a completely reversible dishcloth and a very simple pattern. So this can be released as a free pattern. I normally am an English knitter or a thrower. Not a thrower upper.
I thought you were a German knitter.
No. So, no, that's actually, there is a German kind of knitting, yeah. But I've been practicing my continental. I can't knit continental very long because it hurts my wrist. I broke my wrist one time, and ever since then, certain things hurt it. And
you always complain about breaking your wrist. Just get over it, you big baby.
It hurts. So, anyway, this is what it looks like. So, over the next few weeks, I'll be publishing that as a free pattern. I meant to do it last year, and I just never got around to it. So that is the Paprika's reversible dishcloth. Next, shut up. My sweater. My sweater. My sweater.
I finished it.
No, almost. I still have to do around the. Shut up! You're jumping ahead. The pearlless pullover. I am in love with this thing. It is really turning out amazing. I got the yarn at Stitches from Webs, the Webs booth in April. This is what, and I got it because they actually had a sample knit up in this yarn, and I felt the yarn, and oh, it was so squishy, and the sweater was really pretty. So this is what the sweater looks like. Hold on. I'm trying not to give any of the pattern away. That's what the sweater looks like. And it's definitely a unique construction. It's worked from the bottom up. There are no pearls. Even though you see pearl bumps there, this is all knit. You only have to know how to knit, yarn over, slip knit, and knit two together, and you can make this. You do not even have to know how to purl. Amazing. So I finished, and I was sort of like, because, you know, this is not traditional construction, so I was, am I going to have to rip back a bunch or whatever, or is it going to be okay? It turned out okay. I haven't cut the yarn yet because I still need to do, pick up some stitches around the neckline and do the neckline. But other than that, it's done except for weaving in the ends. So, and
it's really pretty.
It's real. I put it on the other night, and oh my gosh, it fits like a dream. This is a cotton silk blend. I'll tell you in a second what the yarn is, but anyway, so here we go. And oh my gosh, and actually the color is pretty true. It's a little bit darker than what you're seeing there, but
it's more turquoisey than a blue.
Yeah, it's more green than what they're seeing on the screen. But look at that.
It's really slimming.
Look at that. And look at the sleeves. Look at that sleeve. That is a beautiful sleeve. And it's definitely a different construction than anything I've ever done before. I would say if you are willing to follow a pattern in blind faith, a beginner could probably do this. At least an adventurous beginner. So that is one of the sleeves.
You just keep feeling like you're gonna
And the
elbow
other
me.
sleeve. And I love this thing. It's super, super, super comfortable. It's perfect for Florida. Although in the fall, I could wear it with like a long sleeve shirt underneath it, and I think it would look adorable.
Agreed.
So maybe on next week's episode, I will be wearing it. Like I said, all I have to do is pick up these stitches around here and knit, and I will be done. La la. I love this thing. Love it. I really hope this yarn holds up well to washing, because if it does, I will be ordering several sweaters worth of yarn out of this. And this is by Valley Yarns. It's Goshen. Goshen by Valley
Really
Yarns.
soft.
Very soft. It is 48% Peruvian cotton, 46% modal, and 6% silk. Ridiculously squishy. It's a tiny bit splitty. I ended up, because I started on metal needles that had points, sharp points, and I kept splitting the yarn. So I switched to some bamboo needles with blunt tips, and that worked much, much, much better. So, yay! Pearlless pullover. And the pattern is by Valley Yarns, and I'm pretty sure you can get this from the website, which is yarn.com. That's how famous they are. They are yarn.com.
Wow.
Speaking of webs, in October, I'm going to be going to Rhinebeck in New York, but I'm also going to go to Webs.
You know where else you're going? Oh gosh, there's nothing in my eye.
I'm going to a lot of places. Where?
The mill.
Oh yes, and I'm going to go visit a woolen mill in Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
The first mill in the United States.
In Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
I've been.
She's been.
They have a sock knitting machine.
She was pretty excited about that.
Not really.
They went on a shut up. Yes, you were. They went on a field trip with her school when she lived up in Rhode Island. So.
And I refused to go when you came up, and she was really mad.
So when I go up for Rhinebeck, I'll talk about this in further episodes. But I have a whirlwind 2-week trip planned when I go to Rhinebeck. I'm actually going to go up the weekend before and leave the weekend after, and I'm going to be visiting Rhode Island,
DC, New York,
Virginia, DC, New York, and Massachusetts. So it's going to be a crazy, crazy. I will talk about it on subsequent. When it gets closer, and I'll start telling you guys like when I'm going to be at Webs. I'll be at Rhinebeck both days, Saturday and Sunday. I'll be in Rhode Island for a few days, so if somebody wants to meet up, like at a knitting store in Rhode Island or something like that, my schedule is flexible enough. And I'm also, when I go to Washington, D.C., I'm going to go to Lute's Yarn Works, which is a famous yarn store in Washington.
Oh my gosh.
It's like Disneyland! All right. Okay, so those are my non-sock projects. Let me show you my sock projects that I have going on. First, my one and only toe-up sock that I have on the needles right now. That's a big deal.
Guacamole!
Guacamole! One of my favorite yarns ever. This is Drops Fable yarn in the guacamole colorway. And... No. I'm knitting this toe-up, which is very strange for me because I maybe have done 3 pairs toe-up and all the rest have been cuffed down. So
you knit a lot of socks.
I know. I should count. I think, who was it? Knitty Barb from, I just going totally blank.
She's been like this for days.
I know, because I was sick and I lost all my brain cells, like went off to Mexico or something. She has a mother-daughter knitting podcast with her daughter. 2 Knitlit chicks. There you go. She was saying the other day that she's knit, I can't even remember the exact number. It was like 68 pairs of socks or something crazy like that.
I bet you've done near that.
I don't know. I think I might be about 50, but I was like, whoa. So anyway, this is where I was last time. Wow. So I'm going to be knitting. I usually do the cuff about 60 rows, and then I'll wind off. So, and this is from a Toe Up Sock book by Wendy Johnson, which I was going to do a book review on today, but I am doing a different book review, so I'll do that next week. Socks from the Toe Up, the magazine that we got. So that is, oh, and the pattern, I can tell you the pattern. The pattern is Blueberry Waffle. It's a free pattern online. You can link to it in Ravelry. Basically what it is knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rows, and then knit for 2 rows, and then knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rows. So really easy. I love it. I love that yarn. Love it. Drops Fable. Fantastic yarn. It's a workhorse yarn, very similar to like Opal or Regia. She has no idea what those are. Next. I left those in the car. My Carrot Cake socks by Desert Vista Dye Works. Those are my take everywhere and work when I'm on the road. They've been to everywhere.
While you're driving, Mommy.
I said on the road, not driving, on the road. Or like if I'm waiting in line or if I have a doctor's appointment or whatever. But they've been to both IKEAs. Remember, they went to the Atlanta IKEA. They've been to the Tampa IKEA. They've been to the airport. They've been to the beach. They've been everywhere. Walmart.
Sisterhood of the traveling socks.
Yes, those are my traveling socks. So those are still in the car. I haven't made much progress since the last time you saw them. And then I showed you the one sock that I had done for the... This is my one sock. That's a work in progress. And... Is that it? No, it's not it. What's in here?
I don't know.
Oh, no. You know what? I put this in here as a reminder because I need to get back to my tiny socks for Christmas.
I love the tiny socks.
For my little tiny Advent socks.
They're so cute.
Yes, they are. So I put this in here because instead of working my sock yarn blanket, until these are done, I need to work on these. So that's why I stuck them in my basket. I'm going to knit you one.
Please do.
If I have one that doesn't turn out perfect, I'll give it to you. And then also, I have a secret knitting project in my Shatner bag.
What is
secret knitting. I can't tell you.
Is it my scarf?
No. Oh, I didn't work on that this week. I didn't work on your scarf this week.
What's in there?
I'll show you later. Okay. Okay, I'll show you, but you're not going to know what it is, and they can't see. Because it's going to be released as a pattern.
Oh.
Oh. Would you expect? Did you expect a rainbow to come out?
Well, I've seen you working on it.
Okay, then.
It's a really cute bag.
Thank you, my Shatner bag. All right, so I think that's it for all that works in progress. Wow, we're 27 minutes in. Okay.
We're sorry.
No, we're not. Book review. I've never bought Vogue knitting before. I've never wanted to buy Vogue knitting. I've looked at it and I'm like, I would never wear anything in here. This had like 4 things that I want to make. One of them.
Why'd you even look at it if you normally don't buy it?
Because I like to look. You ever heard of window shopping? So
I don't like that.
There are several things in here. I'm going to show you only. There's a couple of sections in here. There's some things. We were laughing over this one. This is not one of the things I want to make, but look, Creeper Cat is creepy. And I was like, I told Rachel, I said, I'm going to knit this and wear it on Duck Dynasty.
Which one? Oh, that one.
The antlers. Oh. Although, I really think this one's sort of cute.
That one fox. Is cute.
That's really cute.
You should.
Foxy lady.
Can you knit me that?
No.
Please. Please.
If you begged me on your hands and knees, I would not make it for you.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I do like in here, and I will probably make this for my older daughter Sarah for Christmas, is this. Because I like these because what you do is part of the, it's hard to do this backwards, part of it slips through the other part of it. So it's really cool. And I've wanted to make one of this for a while. So I think I'm going to make that for Sarah.
Sarah would love that.
For Christmas. I think
it's
that's a really,
Sarah-esque.
And although I would never make this, and it's sort of weird, I like this because it has birds on it.
Did you ever make that toast scarf?
No. I need to, though. Or at least make one piece of toast for Joe for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay. First, I'm going to show you the thing that, in this book, that I probably won't ever make.
Unless you make it for me.
No. But I really think it's pretty.
It's really pretty.
It's really, really pretty.
I think the yarn, too, is just really pretty.
Yes. I like the color. If I was going to make it, I might make it this color. And it's actually way pinker more bright pink than what you're seeing there. But that is like a fingering weight dress.
Pretty.
Look at that. You know what? I will make this and wear it to your wedding.
Okay.
You'll let me wear a sheer dress to your wedding?
Wear some underneath, please.
Oh, okay. You didn't say that.
My retina.
And then here's a sweater that I like. I don't love this one, but I like it. My eyes! I like this one. It's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be longer because it would be like a cute swing type.
Yeah.
If it was longer.
You can make it longer.
Yeah, I could. You could.
Oh, good.
This one I like everything except the sleeves. I would probably just leave them as short sleeves. Next one. No.
Sorry.
No. This one's
I like
sort
both
of.
those.
Well, this one's sort of cute. I think it's.
I like it.
I think it's a
would
little
wear it.
too young for me. I think it would look okay on you, but I'm not making it for you. She's not knit worthy. Trust me.
Yeah.
Not.
Yeah.
You're not even
You knit
crochet
things
worthy.
for people
I'm
I
saving
love,
the
but
best
not
for
me.
last. I'm saving the best for last. So this is. I really like this sweater too. I like the fit of it. I really like short sleeves because, you know, living in Florida, I sort of need the short sleeves. That's really, really lovely. Okay. This next thing.
I really don't like it.
Shut up. Took my breath away. I love it. And the more I look at it, the more I love it. Okay? I love the color. I love the construction. I love everything. All right?
She has pretty hair.
She's very lovely. It doesn't really say what the name of it is.
Just show the people.
It's number 13. Ready? Okay. Okay, so at first you're like, oh, it's a drapey sweater. It's a sweater. You knit the sweater. You knit the cardigan. But then these panels, you add them on and they hang down. And I was looking at the directions, and you knit the cardigan itself with double strands, 2 strands. So it's thicker. And then when you do the lacy panels, you do 1 strand. And then also these parts that are dangling off the sleeves. Let me hold it closer. Dangling off the sleeves. Those are also knit with 1 strand. And then there's also a piece, there it is, that hangs off the back, which I may or may not add, that part. That is also, but look how the sleeve hangs down like that. And it's really drapey. And oh my gosh, when I saw this, it took my breath away. So I'm going to be making this. And perfect excuse when I go to Rhinebeck to look for yarn. So, oh my gosh, I love it. So this is Vogue Knitting. Early fall 2013. I'm totally surprised I liked anything in there. Yay! And this was only $6.99 US. And you would pay really that much for one of these sweaters in here if you bought them digitally online. So I thought that was a good bargain.
Not to mention how much you would pay if you bought it at the store.
I did buy it at the store.
No, like a sweater.
Oh, the sweater. Yeah. All right. All right.
You want to talk about what I got today at the store?
Go ahead and show them. You're going to want to anyway.
Okay.
We stopped at Barnes & Noble on the way home from church.
Now, if you didn't know this, I love Daleks.
I love them more.
No, you don't.
I do so.
I love Daleks.
Anyway.
If you don't know what a Dalek is, Daleks are villains, aliens, things on Doctor Who.
Mortal enemy.
Mortal enemy. Oh, so much. If I was going to die, I want to die by Dalek. Like, death by Dalek is the only way to go.
I could build a Dalek.
So, please do.
Okay, I'm getting
And one
right
of my
on
friends, my best friend's friend, he was in Australia this summer, and he got me a Dalek poster.
You should have brought it!
It's kind of big and hard to
You
show.
still could have shown it.
Well, it's really
He
cute.
got her a Dalek poster.
Yeah.
While he was traveling overseas.
And so I love him forever for that.
All right, show
But that's
you
not
things.
what I got today. Today I got this. It's a bookmark. And look, exterminate. Exterminate.
Tree,
Look how
apple.
cute they are.
The apple did not fall
And
far
we
from the
saw
tree.
a little Dalek, like a little robot
Dalek.
that I want for Christmas.
Show them the picture on the phone.
Okay.
I don't know if it'll show up because
It will. It's a pretty.
I know, but my screen is pretty bright.
Well, I put it on Facebook, so. I love it. But the Dalek is just the actual little Dalek. I don't like the colored ones as much as I like the non-colored ones, but it's still a Dalek, so you can't really complain. And for Christmas, I'm gonna be a Dalek. Not Christmas.
Oops.
Halloween. You're not even listening.
I heard you. Halloween. Desktop Patrol Dalek.
Isn't he cute?
Yeah, now it's cute. Cover up the face.
Hey!
Ugly, cute. Ugly.
We're in a very Doctor Who-y kind of mood today.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I
I
think
you
it's
need to
because I was
watch
watching it the other day.
Need to watch some Doctor Who.
So.
All right, so that is the book. Okay, so now for Ask Sock Bunny. I purposefully did not tell Rachel what the question is for Ask Sock Bunny this week because I knew she was going to laugh. I don't want you guys to see her reaction. Okay, so Kathy, who is K Heart Quilt, asked 2 questions. Because in the Sock Bunny Ravelry group, there's a thread called Ask Sock Bunny or John John, where you can ask me or my stuffed bunny John John any question. So the question is, number 1, do either of your girls knit?
No. Sarah knits.
Sarah
Sarah
knits.
actually knit me a little infinity scarf for my birthday.
Mhm.
I just got it this summer. But it's actually really, really pretty. And my 18th birthday, she knit me a scarf. It's actually really, really pretty. She's a good knitter.
Sarah's my 21-year-old daughter who's a senior in college now, and she lives up in Rhode Island. And she actually learned to crochet and prefers crochet.
Yeah.
But she does know how to knit, so she knows how to do both, and I love her the most.
You always have, though, so it's not really anything I can do about that. So I was the problem child.
Still are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Rachel refuses to knit because she had a mental breakdown.
So Rachel tried to crochet a headband.
I finished it.
The hysterics.
I can show that on the. I finished it. It looks
the hysterics
fabulous.
were.
I don't even know.
She had a meltdown because she couldn't do the double crochet.
Because you were really mean and you wouldn't let me keep going unless I.
If she made a mistake, I made her take it out and do it again. That's not mean. That's how you do.
You're like, unless you do it 10 times in a row, you can't do it. And I got like to the 9th time, I messed up, and I literally had a mental breakdown. I was crying.
No,
really
and anyway,
bad.
you didn't finish. I finished it for you, if you'll remember.
You did finish it.
Okay.
Okay.
So no, and yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, second question. What? Oh, this is not the one that I thought was so funny. Never mind. That's next
Ask
week.
anyways. I'm curious.
Okay. Well, okay, hold on a second. She also asked, what is your favorite style project bag? Okay, so I will talk about this briefly. One of the most important things for me is the handle. The project bag needs to have a handle. I mean, I do have some that don't have handles, but I don't use them as often because all my projects, I keep them hanging on a door on those hooks that hang over a door. I keep all my projects in project bags hanging there so I know where they all are and they're up away from the children and the dog. And so,
I'm not 4. I'm not going to pull it down.
So that is one of the things I look for is handle. If it doesn't have a handle, I sometimes will construct my own handle to put on there or stick it inside a shopping bag or something. Then one of the things next is I prefer a drawstring over a zipper. I will use a zipper. I am not anti-zipper, but I have many, many times, like in a bag like this, gotten the yarn stuck in the zipper. It is a tragedy. I know. You have to be really careful. If you use a zipper bag, always make sure you shove your knitting down. Yeah.
Oh.
Libby sent me that.
It's really cute.
It's for John John, actually. If you're going to use a zipper bag, just make sure your knitting is shoved all the way down. So for that main reason, I do prefer drawstrings. So you'll notice, like, Knitting's My Bag, her bags have drawstrings.
What did you just say?
Her name is Knitting's My Bag.
And they said Knitting's by Bag. And I was like, that's actually a really cute name.
Yeah. Because knitting's her bag. Yeah. So anyway. So yes, I do prefer drawstrings over zipper, although I'll use a zipper. Next, if they have bright colors or nerd themes, I'm more likely to buy them.
Star Trek.
Bright color. Nerd theme.
And your Dalek one too.
And I have 2 Dalek bags. Because I have a Christmas Dalek bag and a pink Dalek bag.
You know, I don't even have a Dalek bag.
Your problem.
I need a Dalek
bags that have flamingos on them, or bunnies, or science fiction stuff. Those are going to be most likely purchased by me. I do like bags with a light lining inside. I prefer that over a darker lining. Like, for example, I'll show the lining. This bag has a very dark lining. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a bad thing, but it has a dark lining. And it's sort of hard to see what's going on inside. Like if you're looking way down in there, it's hard to
Well,
see what's in there.
I think that
Although this one, because it's a space bag.
and the benefits outweigh the cost for that because it's Star Trek.
Yeah.
And because it has William Shatner on it.
But if it's a bag that has a light colored lining, I prefer that because it's easier to find stuff inside. That's just, but you know, that is like probably one of the least important parts of a bag. And I don't use the pockets in the bag. So whether the bag has pockets inside or not, to me, doesn't really matter. If they're there, I don't use them. If I'm going to put something in there, it's going to be in a pouch inside the bag. So that doesn't really matter to me. And my goal, my lifetime knitting goal, my bucket list is I want to have at least one bag from all the famous bag designers. Like, I still don't have a Pidaloop bag. She sent some for prizes. She's like one of the really famous bag designers. I don't have one. I just, Jessa Lou is a really famous one, so I got my Starry TARDIS bucket bag that I used for my spinning from her. Lois from Knitting My Bag is really famous. So I have several famous bag designers, but I want to have at least one from all of the designers.
I just want a Dalek bag.
Go buy some Dalek fabric and make a bag. Sheesh. So those are my favorite things. So you want to hear the funny one? I don't know why I thought this week was a funny one. Hold on. I'll bring up the thread so I can tell you what the funny. So since Rachel's on this week, she'll get a kick out of this.
Okay.
So do you feel weird now that you can't see yourself?
Yeah.
It's very disorientating. Is that a word? Disorienting?
I forget that you can still see me too.
I can still hurt you too. Stop. Gosh. Let's see. Ask Sock Bunny. Okay, here we go. Fernburn, who is from Illinois, Fernbern. She doesn't give her first name.
Cute profile picture.
But she wants to know, John, did you play with Sarah and Rachel when they were children? So, if you don't know and you haven't watched the podcast before,
where is John?
He's not out here. John is my stuffed bunny, and he's the one who I based my logo off of. And I've had him since I was little. He's a real person in my family. I make him talk. He's Rachel's big brother, and
Sarah always. Whenever John says something to Sarah or Mommy, she always goes, "You're the same person."
Like I'll say, "Sarah, you made John mad," and she'll go, "You're the same person," because John and I are the same person. Yeah. So anyway, he's like a big part of our family. And Sarah and Rachel each have their own Johns and stuff like that. So next week I'll have John on the podcast so they can meet him. Right? And yeah, and his kids. So Rachel, did you ever get to play with John when you were growing up?
Yeah.
What are some of your childhood John memories? Briefly.
This wasn't really playing with John, but when we cried, we would wipe our tears with his ears. Like.
Yeah, he was the soothing bunny. Like if they were sick, they got to sleep with him. If they were crying, they would hold him, use his ears to wipe away their tears.
Or I used to chew on his ears.
When she was really little, she used to actually chew on his ears.
And I would do it when you weren't looking too.
Yeah, so he's been through a lot.
Daddy plays with him.
My husband.
Daddy likes to put him on a ceiling fan. And that's his idea.
He puts him on the ceiling fan and then turns it on, and then John goes flying into the wall.
What else did we do with John?
John goes on all the trips with us. If we go on a road trip, he goes with us and sings songs and all kinds of stuff.
He loves American songs.
He likes patriotic songs like God Bless America.
He'll just start singing them randomly. And I'm like, John, shut up!
I make him start going, God Bless America! Just randomly. Or like if Sarah and Rachel say they have a song stuck in their head, he'll start singing a different song. Mm-hmm. So,
Barbara Manatee.
Yes, Barbara Manatee from the VeggieTales.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get an earworm out of your head. If you start singing Barbara Manatee instead of whatever song is stuck in your head, it is a guaranteed cure.
It's John's favorite.
Yeah.
He also likes Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes. Yes. So he likes to sing a lot of songs. So I'll have him on next week. Yeah. So he'll be on next week. So
do a John
I know.
Sing along.
We just lost half our viewers because of this weird conversation. Okay, so that is Ask Sock Bunny. We got 3 questions this week. Wow. Okay. Let's talk about fitness. Since I've been sick the last few weeks, I have hardly worked out. I have gone to spin class maybe 4 times in
She
the
keeps
last.
complaining about how she can't
I
go to
know, and
spin
I
class.
hate exercise, but now that I've been addicted to exercise lately, I'm like even last night I said I'm going to the gym tomorrow. I don't care how crappy I feel, and I was like, who am I?
And Daddy and I are both like,
Who are
what's
you?
wrong with her?
So anyway, which is not going to happen because we're taking forever with this podcast.
You can go right around the block.
I guess so. So anyway, in the Sock Bunny Ravelry group, we have a fitness along. Any day that you work out at least 30 consecutive minutes, or if you wear a pedometer and it reads 10,000 steps or more, you can do 1 entry per day for your fitness in the fitness along thread. I closed right before we started this podcast. I closed the thread for August. I did start a September thread last night, and the winner is going to get to choose either a $5 giftable pattern from Ravelry or some bare sock yarn or fiber that I will dye for you in up to 3 colors, or you can pick something from my existing stock in the Sock Bunny Studios Etsy shop. So I drew the winner for August.
She drew herself twice.
Yes, but they were just comments, not workouts. If I ever draw a workout that I've posted, I get a skein of wool Miza. That's my incentive to keep posting my own workouts. She doesn't know what wool Miza is. It's like it's made in Germany, and you can't. It's hard to get. So it's like it's the Mount Everest of yarn. So it's a big treat to get to knit with wool Miza, and it's sort of expensive. So if I ever draw my own self when I'm doing the random number generator, I win, and I'll be screaming. So anyway, I drew the winner for August, and the winner. Oh, we had. I know I'm drawing this out so long, right? We had 571 comments in the thread. Some of them were me commenting on other people's questions or workouts. So I drew between number 2 and 571. And the winner was number 550 towards the end, Allison Roseboom. Yay, Allison! She posted a whole bunch of workouts in a row. So, Allison, when you see this, let me know what you want for your prize. You could choose some yarn or you could get a $5 pattern. And there were 60 participants this month, including myself. So that is really awesome. You guys are doing a great job. It really inspires me when I read you guys' workouts. So keep up the great work. Keep posting. And Allison, keep posting because you can win multiple times. There are people that have won 2 and 3 times. So keep up the good work. And we do have a poster along also going on. You have to post your poster the first 7 days of the month. So if you want to participate for September, you need to create your poster and post it by September 7th. All the rules are in the poster along thread. It's too long to go into here. If you are doing August and you did post your beginning August poster, you need to post your finishing August poster by September 7th. So next weekend, I will draw the winner for the poster along. Yay! My current poster that I'm doing is for steps, but I've been sick and I have hardly done any steps.
She barely gets off the couch.
There were days when I did not get off the couch.
You didn't go anywhere all week, right?
I left the house Monday and then I did not leave the house again until Saturday.
Yeah.
So I was really, really sick this past week. So
Didn't we go out for ice cream though?
I think you went and got the ice cream and brought it back to me. You went with your friend and brought it back to me.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, stash enhancement. First, I want to say, where's my tablet? A big thank you. Well, first to Sarah for this awesome shirt. Thank you again, Sarah. Oh, and she sent a really cute card. I have to show the card that has Peter Rabbit posting a letter. And I'm gonna frame this and put this in my knitting room. We're going to IKEA tomorrow probably, so I'll get some frames while I'm there. Anywho, I want to say thank you to Jan, who is Jan's Hands. She gifted me for my 2-year podcast anniversary. She gifted me a pattern I had in my queue. It's for a dishcloth, and it has the nativity on there. So it's a nativity scene dishcloth, and it's actually a long dishcloth, and it has the nativity scene up at the top also, and then you fold it over, like if you want to put it on your oven door, so that the nativity is hanging down.
That's cool.
Yeah, I really like that. So thank you, Jan, for that. Oh, I forgot my T-shirt. I'll show it next time. I got a Duck Dynasty T-shirt. I reward myself for my fitness, It used to be miles, now it's steps. And I like to buy the thing that I'm working towards and hang it in my knitting room, if that's at all possible. So I did buy a Duck Dynasty t-shirt at Walmart the other day, so I'll show that next week. And that is it. Oh, my tips and tricks. I was going to show how I store my needles, but I left them in my knitting room.
Oh, I thought you brought it out here. Because I even read that and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I thought you brought it out.
No, I forgot it.
She's mad at me because since I'm on the podcast, she had to move all
She
her
wanted to
stuff
be on
out
the
of here.
podcast.
And I offered to just sit on her lap the entire time in her room, but she didn't want to do that. So
It's
I'm
not like you're
sorry
a feather.
that
Okay, so I'll do the tip and
inconvenient.
trick next week. My favorite thing is from IKEA. I know, you're so shocked. In my craft room, in my knitting room where I spend most of my time, I have a ceiling fan with a lamp. And it doesn't give off very much light. And so if I'm working on something at night, I really can't see very well. So last time I was at IKEA, I got, where did I put it? Here it is. A little spotlight lamp. And the thing I like about it is they had two different styles, and I'll do this so that you can see the whole lamp. They had two different styles. This one has a clamp on it. And in my knitting room, right next to me, there's a bookshelf. And so I just clamp this to the bookshelf, and I can point it down at whatever I'm working on. And it is perfect. This one, they have a version that has just a regular base on it. But I figured this one would be good. Like even if I was moving out to the living room, I could clamp it onto,
That's really cool.
an arm of a chair or whatever if I'm traveling and I want to take it with me. So this thing is super awesome. It was $15 at IKEA. You can buy these kinds of lamps other places though, but I had to get. It was really a toss up between pink and orange. I actually picked up the orange one and walked around for a little bit and went back and got the pink one. And so that was a hard decision.
You could like make it into a flamingo shape. Oh, you should do that.
It sort of does look like a flamingo. Let's see, how can we do that? And here's the legs, the flamingo legs. Okay, that was a really horrible flamingo. Maybe that's why I got the pink. So this is my favorite thing for the week, a little spotlight lamp, and it makes a world of difference when I'm knitting. So I can actually see what I'm doing. All right, IKEA commercial over.
Yeah, really.
Till next week. Knit and crochet alongs and events. What is today, Rachel?
Sunday.
September 1st. What starts today? The BeeLeaf Half Pie
I'm
Knit
just not as excited as you.
So if you are a new viewer, I designed a shawl pattern, earlier in the year, and I am having a knit along. For 3 months, we're going to have a knit along, and I'll show you what the shawl looks like in case you're new. This is what the shawl looks like. It is a lace shawl. You need about 800 yards of lace weight, and it does have beads and lace. I use size 6.0 beads on it, and I will show you the yarn that I'm going to knit mine out of. I know you're going to be really surprised. Whoa, that's pretty. The original one I gave away to one of my friends, so I really want to knit one for myself. I might, Sandy, I might also knit one in fingering weight just to see how many yards it takes. So that's what, if I have time, I will do that. Now, what I have done in the,
I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I'm really
in the
tired.
knit along thread, what I've done is I have broken down the rows to the shawl pattern so that you can knit it in 4 weeks, 8 weeks, or 12 weeks, whichever one works better with your schedule. The knit along is for 3 months, September, October, and November. You can cast on today, September 1st, or anytime after. It needs to be done, blocked, photographed, and put in the thread by the end of the day on November 30th to count for this. That's plenty of time.
It's your serious voice again.
There's plenty of time, people.
Your serious voice scares me.
If you're going to post it on Instagram or Twitter or any place like that, use the hashtag BeeLeaf, please. There are 13 weeks between now and the end of November, but I did 12 weeks for the knit along. just to give people an extra week to do the blocking and all that kind of stuff. So in order to be eligible for prize drawings, you need to start the shawl on or after September 1st. And like I said, block it and put the finished thing in. You do not have to be a member of the Sock Bunny Ravelry group to participate in this. You also don't even have to watch this podcast. So if you have friends that want to knit it and enter it, they don't have to watch this podcast. This is the one time when I will let somebody win and I will contact them. So you don't have to watch the podcast. The winner, I will contact them and let them. I'll announce it and then I'll give them like a week or 2 weeks, and then if they don't contact me, I'll contact them. I am going to have several prizes. If you would like to donate a prize, like a pattern or stitch markers or anything, definitely feel free. I'm going to have a separate prize thread, and I'll start showing the prizes next week. Do you have any questions about the knit along? No, I'm not making you one.
I have a question about the fitness along.
Okay.
If I enter and win, will you give me a Dalek bag?
Yes.
Okay. I'm serious.
Do you have a Ravelry account?
I used to.
You did?
Or was it a stamping account?
I have to get the stamping account, but we can create you a Ravelry account, and then you can.
Because my friend's being my personal trainer, which is actually kind of scary. Because she's kind of scary.
Okay, let's stay on track.
Just saying.
Also, for charity, the next subject, we also are having, during September, October, November, we're having a hat, scarf, and mitten drive for Pinellas Hope, which is a local homeless shelter, which is run by the Catholic Diocese of St. Petersburg. And I will accept hats, mittens, and scarves for any age, any gender. You can send me a private message. I'll send you my address. You can send them to me. And in December, we will drive them over and drop them off. Last year, what was it, like 80 hats? Last year we did just men's hats, and we took, I think, 80 hats over. Stop.
I just remember the drive.
Okay.
We've talked about it before.
I meant to bring them in, and I forgot. You're really distracting me today. But I do have many, many hats that have already been donated, so I'll start showing them next week. And I think that's it for those subjects. Now, the next thing, as far as charity goes, I was contacted, and you might, if you watch other podcasts, you might have already heard about this.
You didn't click it.
Hold a second. You might have heard about this on other podcasts, so I do want to mention it briefly. Allison, who is a Texas yarn, designed a sock pattern called A Little Help from My Friends. You can purchase it for $5, and half the purchase price is going to be donated to the Bladder Cancer Advocacy Network in honor of her friend Betty, who is going through treatment right now for bladder cancer. So I wanted to show you the socks because they're really pretty. And I bought the pattern because they are lovely. So that's called A Little Help from My Friends. So go check that out. And thank you, A Texas Yarn, for doing that. I think that's a really good cause to design a pattern for. And last but definitely not least, we have, I forgot to show one work in progress.
Sorry.
I did put it on my list. It's your fault.
It is my fault.
I started a Bactus. This is Baktus. It's a free pattern. It's a very simple shawl that is one of those that you work until you've used half your yarn. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and then it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. So it's like a triangle. And so I started that a couple of days ago.
I like the yarn.
And the yarn, I left the label in the other room, so I'll have to talk about it more in detail next week.
It's pretty.
It's Universal Yarns, but I don't remember which yarn it is. So I bought this when I was also up in Rhode Island, Massachusetts last year at the yarn store that I went to when I visited Michelle, and you guys had to leave, blah, blah, blah. Never mind. She doesn't care. So I do want to talk about the shop update. I have a new yarn base, and its name is Paprika, after her dolly, Paprika. So it's a wool nylon blend, as I really like. We do have a shop update today at 5, so when we get done with this, we need to. Thank you. This is the new base. It's a wool nylon blend. It's very similar to my twisty base, except it's not twisty. So, so this colorway is a fall color, and this is called Happy Fall, y'all. So this is the new base, and I'll just show it to you. It's a very nice wool nylon blend. So that is one. And I dyed this yarn on Friday, and it's been outside, and it is still damp.
It's been raining.
Yeah.
A lot.
So this is
Rains every day.
Happy Fall, y'all. And I also did that same colorway on a different base. This is my manly base. I mean, seriously, feel how
That
damp
does make
this
it look
still
more
is.
manly.
Yeah, this one has the NEPs in it. NEP. Those are little tiny flecks of, I don't know what. It's 5% NEP. This is also a wool nylon blend. It's a darker yarn. It's not a white yarn. It starts off as this beige color. So this is the very same colorway as this, but since it's not white, it doesn't show up as vibrant. So this is the manly base. This is the paprika base. And then we have, this is on my twisty base, which is the miracle base. This is Black Cat. And it is black and purple and green. I'm trying to show it to its best advantage here. The green is way brighter than what you're seeing. That green is not even showing up at all. It's like really, really, really bright, like apple green. So that doesn't even look pretty at all on the podcast. It's really pretty in real life, though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Black Cat. And then last but not last, never mind, don't say that. This is Candy Corn. This is on the new paprika base. So let me twist this up so you can see it. This is candy corn. It's a variegated yellow,
corn.
white, and orange. Me too.
We should get some candy corn.
Yeah, we should. So that is candy corn. And then this is last. Oh, I found the JoJo button. This is last but not least. Since a lot of people are knitting with teal for teal timber, it's you know how in October they have Pinktober for breast cancer. Teal timber is for ovarian cancer.
Okay.
So, because teal is the color for ovarian cancer, so I did dye. This is a little bit darker than what you're seeing on here, but it's like this aqua teal color. It's a tonal, has some dark areas, lighter areas. This is called Clearwater Beach. It's way prettier than what you're seeing on the screen. And that's it for the shop update. And don't forget, you can buy a sock bunny John button in the shop for $2. And there's one last thing I want to mention before we close. In the sock bunny group, I'm going to open a thread for prayer requests. A lot of people have asked me for prayer requests lately, and that way you could just go and enter it. If you could still send me one privately if you want to send me one privately, but if you have one that you want other people to pray for you also, or for somebody else, you can go ahead and put it in the prayer request thread. What I'll probably do is do like a quarterly prayer request thread, or maybe like have it last for like 4 months or something like that, and then start a new one so it doesn't get so long that people can't. Or maybe I'll do it monthly. That might be better. Anyway, I'm going to start a prayer request thread. I'm not going to respond to the requests, but do realize that I will read them and I will add you to my prayer list. And that's it. That's all I wanted to say. So, in closing, don't forget to post your fitness into the fitness threads, and don't forget to ask Sock Bunny or John any question that you want to ask us, and don't forget to put your prayer requests in. Do you have anything you'd like to say in closing? Keep it brief. No? All right.
I don't think so.
Okay, I hope you all have a great week. I will see you next week alone, and have a great week.
I'm so going to be on the podcast.
Keep on crafting. Bye.